Well, it says I'm live. Not on my good camera this morning. I'm gonna just make it short. It's Easter and it's also my daughter's birthday, so I'm gonna make this video short. Not gonna stick up here too much longer. If anybody wants to jump in, it'll be fine. Hey, Jamie. Yeah, I'm gonna be got a busy day today because of, like I said, it is my. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Today is my daughter Deana's 52nd birthday. I mean, I'm getting old. I've got children that are getting old now. Um, yeah, Deana turned 52 today, and I need to spend some time at home and with them and that sort of stuff. And I really just got my laptop camera, so the video is probably not going to be that great. Um, hey, Patrick, how are you? I tried to get my good cameras going this morning. For some reason or other, they won't connect right. I've got it set up to use my iPhone as the camera, which puts a real good camera up. That's what I use usually up at the building and everything else. But this morning it didn't want to cooperate. And of course, I'm coming from my downstairs. I mean, my upstairs office, not downstairs. My upstairs office at my house. Um, so I'm a little discombobulated, as they say, and I'm not doing my normal thing. But just thought I would jump on here for a short while, see how everybody's doing, and kind of chat a little bit. Uh, Hope the screen is okay. Like I said, it's not. It's just the laptop camera this time, and everything. Of course, y'all don't need to see me real good and clear anyway. I just hope it ain't too shaky or anything else like that. Not the best signal usually off the laptop like this, so we'll have to do with what we've got. Well, the weather's pretty good, except we've had a lot of rain, Jamie. We had a lot of rain. We had almost 6 inches of rain in the past 2 days, but today it's turned out pretty nice. Uh, the low this morning was about 40 degrees, and I think it's supposed to get up to about 65 today. So it's not going to be bad. Uh, it's coming along pretty good and those sort of things. But it is what it is. We'll see. Uh, but I hope the signal's coming through good enough to please everybody. I mean, I always hate to do a live video and the signal not be good enough. But it is what it is. That's what I've got this morning. I couldn't get everything up to my expectations that I normally try to do. So I've got what I've got. But I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope everybody's uh, is having a good week. Oh, you got a good signal, do you, Pat? Okay, that's good, Patrick. Long as the signal's good and the audio's good, and I guess I don't have to be as pretty as I should be. So it's like I said, I guess most people can put up with it a little bit. It's just laptop camera is what I'm working off of this morning. Laptop camera and microphone and everything, and I just have to do the best I can because sometimes uh, technology doesn't want to work the way you want it to. And I started, which I thought usually about 15, 20 minutes ahead of time, like I usually do, and it was trying to get it working and everything, and just couldn't get it going. Sometimes, I mean, I love the way that the Apple products. I mean, I've got my iPhone that I hook up to it. I can't. You don't hook it up direct. It just goes wirelessly, and for some reason or another, it didn't want to connect this morning. Um, it's their new program that they've got that they put on the new iOS, which I love, and I really it's really given me some great pictures over the past few months, and I really love it, but sometimes it just will not connect. I mean, I go through all the same procedures. Put it on the same Wi-Fi, and I try to check all the different settings to make sure it's working. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's the way it does when it's wireless. I mean, it's not like you've got a plug that you can plug in and unplug. I mean, I rebooted the computer and rebooted uh, the iPhone, just to do that. I mean, a lot of people tell you to reboot things, and I did those procedures and put them on the same Wi-Fi and did everything I thought I was doing right, and it didn't work. But that's my technology for today. So how's everything else is going for everybody else? Get my little drink of Sprite. Uh, I hope everybody's going to have a good Easter. Yeah, that's what it is. The gremlins of Joe Biden have got me there. Yeah, yeah. Joe's got a lot of gremlins of his own, hasn't he? I tell you, we're going to be in a sad shape if we don't make some changes over the next few years. Between that and all this social media that's going around right now, I mean, look at this crap with all the LGBTQ people that are trying to take over the world. I mean, I don't mind giving LGBTQ people their space and everything, but they don't need to demand everything from everybody. I mean, and I don't mind including anybody for whatever diversity they are. But when you try to demand and you try to take over the space that other people have been using, now you're butting heads with people. Like this Bud Light stuff, this crazy actor pretending to be a little girl and that kind of stuff, and then them going woke. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it is crazy situation. Yeah. Well, I believe I'd be like Kid Rock. I believe I'd shoot them up and not use Budweiser products. And I don't use them anyway, so I'm not somebody to say I'm gonna have to quit using them. I've never drank. I've never tasted a beer in my life, so I don't know if a Bud Light tastes good or tastes bad. So it's not something that I have a definitive opinion about. I mean, I've lived 70, almost 72 years with no alcoholic beverages in my life. So I'm not going to partake in that. But it does kind of bode crazy that the dynamics of or the people that would be uh, using their product are being alienated by the kind of indoctrination that they're trying to push down our throats right now. I mean, I don't care. Uh, like I said, I'm not into this pronoun crap. I don't believe in it. I mean, a girl's a girl, a boy's a boy. I'm not going to be distinguishing her, they, all this other pronoun. The pronouns I know are he and she, and that's it. So I'm not into that other crap. And if anybody wants to put in their thing, so be it. If you look like a boy, I'm gonna call you a boy's by a boy's pronoun. If you look like a girl, I'm gonna call you by a girl's pronoun. I'm not gonna get into that crap. I just don't. I don't want to be involved with it. So uh, that's that's the way I look at it. I mean, we've got too many people that are pushing their agenda down our throat. I don't want that. You have your space. I have my space. We'll try our best not to invade each other's space. I always kind of remember what a teacher, a seventh grade teacher I had, said, your rights only extend to the end of your nose. And I've kind of taken that to heart all these years. And it to me, that's the way it should be. I mean, they have the right to do what they want to do. I have the right to do what I want to do. I'm not going to be ashamed that I'm a white male. I'm not going to be ashamed that I am a male. I mean, when does it when has it gotten to be bad to be a male person? I mean, that's what we're in. That's what our society's up against right now. Is we're being told that we're bad because we're a white male. Being a white male is not a bad thing. I don't know why people say that it's a bad thing. It just drives me crazy that people want to associate and they white privilege. That's the other thing. Uh, I am white, but I have no special privilege. I have black friends; they have much as privilege as I do. So all this diversity of these things, it just really reeks of a real weird situation that we put ourselves in society. I mean, I have black friends that I think the world of. I know a lot of y'all have heard me talk about Larry that worked for me for almost 40 years. And Larry has a key to everything I own, still does. He doesn't even work for me, but he comes up, needs to use my shop. He's still got a key for my shop. Um, you know, I don't, I'm not prejudiced about situations like that. And uh, it's, the world has gone crazy on stuff and trying to push different agendas down our throat. It just is terrible. I mean, they're making the world divisive. They're making people, they're pushing whites over here, they're pushing blacks over here, they're pushing LGBTs over here, Hispanics, they're pushing people apart. Instead of people making people inclusive and letting them get along, they're pushing everybody apart from each. They're being more, I feel more segregated now than I did in the 60s when I grew up in high school and we were segregating our schools for the first time. I mean, uh, I was one of the first classes that had a segregated young black man, one black man, one black boy that joined our class when I was a freshman in high school. He was the first, and it, I was not all upset about it. Some people were, but most people got used to it. And by my sophomore year, most of the and at that time they fully integrated all of our school systems in our local town, and we got along fantastic. By my senior year, all our guys, the black guys, the white guys, that we loved each other on our sports teams. Would have done anything for each other, buddied with each other, went out with, had good times with each other. It was entirely different than what we see nowadays, whereas we're so divisive, and you're seeing more people now that you're seeing black people that want to have only black graduations, uh, and I'm thinking, why? Martin Luther King had you to fight for all these rights, and now you're doing it the other way. You're dividing things up. It's not right. It's crazy. Oh, I know it, Jamie. I love to. Yeah, yeah. It is. It's crazy. It's crazy, Chris. I know. I don't understand it. I don't understand why people are being so divisive and like I said, trying to push weird agendas toward us. I mean, this LBGTQ thing. I do not understand how people are trying to push their agenda ahead of us, and this drag queen stuff. I mean, when did we start letting strippers of their male strippers only they're male impersonating strippers, go in schools. I mean, they didn't let a male stripper or a female stripper come into my school when I was in the eighth grade or 10th grade or fifth or sixth grade. I mean, and that's what we've got now. We've got people simulating sex acts in schools, and people say, well, that should be okay. It's inclusive. Well, no, it's not. It's not okay. It's not okay to put sex uh, before young kids. I mean, heck, I mean, I learned sex the old-fashioned way, uh, and I didn't learn. I didn't learn it uh, through watching drag queens. I can tell you that. So it's I, like I tell people. I said I got to shop and get sex education at the same time. Couldn't wait till the Sears and Roebuck catalog came, and that's that's for the old timers. Uh, they used to talk about, yeah, the Sears and Roebuck catalog was a fantastic piece of merchandise. It was entertainment, it was shopping, it was sex education for the young boys, and in the outhouse it was used for toilet paper. But you didn't want the slick pages. That's what you don't. That's what you didn't want to use with the slick pages. You wanted to get those non-slick pages for the bathroom use, and everybody talking about recycling and all kind of crazy things, and you hark back to when I was young, and people, an outhouse was recycling whether you like it or not. I mean, it did more recycling than anything. I mean, you were putting paper and manure and everything else in back into the ground, and it would recycle the ground. Uh, you'd have to move the outhouse to different locations and everything back in the day, but it did less to pollute in some ways than what we've got with modern technology, where it's all coupled together and goes into lagoons and has to be mechanized and everything else, and then resent back out into the water system. I mean, we uh, we laugh about the way we used to be, but in some ways, that some of that technology was actually better. Uh, no, I don't know. They're not now. I don't think, Jamie. Uh, Not in city limits anyway. I know they're not, but and North Carolina as a whole, uh, and I say as a whole, that's crazy. That's sort of oxymoron there, isn't it? North Carolina may still have outhouse laws on the books. I don't know where it's legal to still have an outhouse. I mean, if you're in the country, I think you can still do it. I don't know anybody that has one. I mean, modern plumbing, of course, has been here forever too. Seems like, but I remember it when I was young. I remember my granddad had an outhouse. Uh, wasn't wasn't pleasant. And the old saying, you know what they say about an outhouse, in the wintertime, it's 100 yards too far away, and in the summertime, it's 100 yards too close, because because of the smell. But that was the old saying. But yeah, I remember growing up, going to grandpa's, and even our house, when we first moved to one house, we moved into a house that did not have indoor plumbing when I was young, and then Dad put had the indoor plumbing put in. But yeah, I remember uh, the old chamber, and I don't know if many people listening to me now remember what a chamber is, but you'd have a chamber underneath your. It was a bucket's what it was, and that was your bathroom at night, and you would use that chamber, and then in the morning, and of course, it had a lid on it, and then you'd take that out to the outhouse in the next day. Yeah, yeah, and the outhouse can be rough. I I remember Grandpa had a two-seater. So, so if I mean, I guess that was fancy when you had a two-seater outhouse. I mean, I was like, if somebody had, if two people had to go at the same time, you had a two-seater, and and they you'd have two outhouses right beside each other. Yeah, well, I mean, basically, you know, we're talking about outhouses, and porta johns are exactly that. Only they're maintained by somebody that you know, has a service and puts water in them and everything, and cleans them out and that sort of stuff. But yeah, porta john business is exactly the same as that, and they have dump sites they take them to after they clean them, and you know, it's they say that's a good business when you think about it, and you think about all businesses we've got like that. Sanitation business is a thriving business that's to keep things clean. And you know, we used to have when I was growing up, there used to be a guy, a Mr. Britton, that had a trash truck. Well, I mean, he just went around everybody's place, and that you'd collect a trash truck, I mean, trash can, and throw it on back of his old. He had a big old dump truck, and he had a bunch of kids that would. He had a bunch of kids of his own, but he'd have a bunch of other kids that would ride with him and help collect the cans, and they enjoyed the heck out of it. And they'd, you know, pick up everybody's trash. And that old man, he raised a lot of children. I think he had about 8 or 10 kids, and he was not a, you know, highly educated man, but he was a smart man, smart businessman, because he made a good living out of picking up everybody's trash. And you know, you don't think much about it at the time, but now sanitation, independent sanitation trucks, that's a big business now, and makes big. They make big money, and it got so big that the mafia took it over up north. You know, that's right. These trash men laugh all the way to the bank. You may disrespect somebody like that that has a trash job, but yeah, those independent guys that I know, some that you know have that, and container services and everything else. Like you say, they laugh all the way to the bank, because they have you know, figured out a way to mechanize that, and make it into a very viable business. I mean, you know, people that want to get out and work and do services like that, uh, and make find a niche job, they will make good money. And you know, just like Chris is big into cars and everything, crushing cars. And I mean, he's found a niche. He's found a niche to you get what you can, you salvage what you can, and then you crush the rest, and keep what's good, throw away what's bad, and that's a good market. Chris has done well with it. When I say Chris, I'm talking about, for those of you that don't know, it's Outcast, and Chris has done real well. He had some videos up yesterday uh, on a square body. I got to go back and review those. I didn't get to see all of it. I kind of saw the highlight of it. I'm gonna have to check Chris out, because he's always doing something interesting. Uh, and I enjoy meeting via YouTube and everything interesting people like Chris, who are energetic, young, and are doing some things that are interesting. I mean, I think it's great that people can be interesting, and so everybody ought to check out Chris's. Uh, we got to get Chris over 1,000 subscribers. He's almost there. He's almost there. I think he's at what, about 970 something. He's about 30 or 40 subscribers away from making 1,000. Are you over the 1,000? All right, 1,003. Okay, so he got over those 30 something subscribers. Now we he should have his watch hours. If he gets his 4,000 hours, and along with that, well, then Chris will start taking off. Now that he's over his 1,000, Um, he can start taking off. You'll start breaking into money like I have, Chris. I mean, you'll be getting those pesos. Um, I mean, I'm not. I get a little bit from YouTube. Uh, it's not as much as I spend on YouTube, but yeah, I'm glad to see Chris is up over his 1,000 subscribers now. Like I said, now we got to push to get him the video. I don't know if you have you got your 4,000 hours. Is it in the 4,000 hours along with the thousand? It's something. There's two things you have to meet. You have to have over 1,000 subscribers, and I think 4,000 hours of watch time. Yeah, you needed to get motivated, and you got great content, Chris. I mean, great content. I think it's very interesting what you do, going to these auctions and crushing the cars and taking cars apart and different things you're doing around your buildings. I think it's very interesting. I mean, just get out there and film more. And I know it takes. It's aggravating. It's aggravating for me sometimes. I try to do some things. Yeah, yeah, if you upload constantly, I mean, and you've got the content because you're doing stuff like that. All you just got to pull the camera out or the phone, whichever that you're filming off of, and just do it, and upload it, and you'll be fine. Uh, we can't all be polished, and I don't think everybody is looking for something polished as much as they're looking for something honest. I mean, I want to do what's honest. I mean, what you see is what you get with me. I mean, you don't see me. I'm not a shield for anybody. I'm not getting out there and selling any products because I buy everything that I've got. I've not been sent a single product from anybody, and I really don't care to. Um, I mean, I guess if I got big enough, I wouldn't mind having a free tractor, but I don't need one. But there's a lot of people who got free tractors they use, and I mean, like Stony Ridge. Stony Ridge gets free everything. I think he does. Josh does a big business with that, and then some of the others out there too that are always sponsored by somebody. And I don't begrudge them being sponsored because that's the nature of their business. I mean, they're running it as a business, and they're getting inundated with these things. And heck, if they're going to give them an offer on something, why not take it? I mean, there's a lot of them that do that. But I do like to see the honest person that's just doing the YouTube, uh, and you're not looking to see what they're selling that week. You're looking to see their content of that week or that day. I mean, if the content is built in, and you see a piece of equipment and they're talking about it a little bit, that's fine. But I'm not going to talk about the iPhone 13 and tell you that that's the best phone like that, or talk about a specific microphone that I have. This is the Samsung whatever uh, microphone. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I did that as an example. Um, I'm more about just giving the content that I have, and if people want to watch it, they'll watch it, and if they don't, they don't. And that's kind of way I look at everything that I do on that. Uh, I, you know, got robbed of his cat. What, a regular cat or what? I didn't. Or caterpillar. Are you talking about a cat? I don't. I didn't follow that. I watch him occasionally. I don't watch him all the time. He actually. I mean, I actually met Stony. I actually bought something from Stony Ridge. Josh, I bought. He had a bat wing mower that I actually bought from him about a year or so ago, and I got it because I got a decent deal from him, and he it had some big hydraulic motors on it, and I wanted those, and I'm gonna actually tear it apart. Converter change comment. Okay. I I don't know. I don't know, Chris. I'm not following that. I haven't watched it. Got me confused there. I had to go back and watch. Was that on a specific episode or something? I didn't see that. I just oh, he had his catalytic converter stolen from his car. Oh, it's a farmer's show. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. The catalytic converter. Okay. Huh. I didn't know about that. That's kind of crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, extra Zep. Is that Zep extra? I'm doing fine. You're new to the channel, sort of. I don't remember that name in here as much, but yeah, we're doing fine. I'm hopefully everybody else is doing fine for Easter. And like I said, today I celebrate two different things. Uh, my daughter, 52 years ago, was born on Good Friday. Well, today her birthday is on Easter itself. Every so often it hits Easter, and this is one of those years that my daughter's birthday. She was born on April 9th, 1971. So she's 52 years old today. So we're celebrating her birthday, uh, Deana's birthday today, and we're going to have the family over and all get together. So I've got to get busy doing that in just a little bit. Have that and have the Easter celebration along with Deana's birthday at the same time. So uh, yeah, I'm gonna probably get off and do that right quick and help Miss Barbara clean up around the house here. We got to do that and those sort of things. I've enjoyed talking to everybody this morning, but Stan from Dirt Monkey reported Josh got his car converter stolen from catalytic converter stolen from his car. Oh, okay. So Dirt Monkey talked about it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, when you're out at these different places, that's it can happen. It can happen. Yeah. Yeah. I like to watch all those different guys. Well, y'all have a happy Easter too. I'm gonna call it quits for today. Y'all take care. Let me go help Barbara and get ready for Miss Deana's birthday. And I'll catch y'all later. See you guys.